Good morning, everyone. In last class, we have discussed about LSMW and the differences between BDC and LSMW is in BDC we have to write the code each and every point, and LSMW we should not write anything, just selecting the fields and clicking on execute buttons like that. We should not write anything here. BDC is for technical guys and LSMW is for functional guys. And BDC we can upload the Excel sheet, Notepad, whatever it is we can upload. But in LSMW it's not possible. Only Notepad is possible in LSMW. Okay, who knows the technical uh, language, ABAP language, so they can use the BDC. Who don't know the more technical things, then they will go for LSNW. These are the differences between BDC and LSNW. Until now, we have covered reports concept and conversions concept. Okay, and remaining concepts is interface, enhancements, and forms. Today, I will start the interface concepts. It will take 2 to 3 days of time. That's it. Because here I have to show you SAP to SAP and SAP to non-SAP, but I don't have non-SAP system here. If I have non-SAP system also, then some configuration part will be there. That configuration part will done by basis team. Okay, so I will try to show you how to connect the SAP to SAP. But SAP to non-SAP I can't show you because the configuration I can't do that one. Basis people will do that one. Okay, so interface concept will complete in 2 to 3 days and enhancement, so that will depend on the requirements. Till now, I didn't tell enhancements to the my old batches. Just theoretically, I explained to them, but in this batch, I will try to give some examples. Practically, I will show you for two or three scenarios. On next one is the form. Maximum 75 to 80 classes will come. Today is the 60th class, right? And remaining 15 to 20 classes. That will depend on concepts. It will increase or decrease. Okay. Right. Today's concept is interfaces. Interface. So what is the interface here? Okay. What is the interface? Here I have one system, SAP system. Okay. And I have one more system. It is non-SAP system. SAP like Java, Oracle, or V2, whatever it is. Okay. I want to connect from SAP to non-SAP. Okay. This is one way. And I have one more system. Okay. I have one more system that is also SAP. Okay. I'm maintaining two systems here. Okay. Two SAP systems and one non-SAP system. So if you want to communicate, okay, if you want to communicate from SAP to another SAP system or SAP to non-SAP system, then we have to go for interface concepts. So in middleware, okay, in middle one interface concept will be there. Okay, interface. In interface, we have some concepts like RFC is there. Function call. Okay, we will call it as remote function call, but maximum we will call it as RFC. The short description only we will call. The full description we don't. Maximum we don't call like that. Okay, RFC we will call instead of remote function call. And happy. And IDOC also is available. We will call it as ALE IDOC. ALE means if you want to connect from SAP to non-SAP, then we will go for ALE, and if you are connecting from SAP to SAP, then we will go for IDOC. ALE means application link enabling. These are the concepts in the interface. Okay, we will use this type of concepts in the interfaces. So in our class, we will discuss about RFC and BAPIs, and ALE IDOC I cannot explain now because this is a different course. Okay, we have to learn that one separately. Okay, it will take nearly 20 days like that. So I'm not covering this ALE IDOC because I didn't try this one. I didn't work on ALE IDOC till now. Okay, so I can't explain about that one, but I can explain about RFC and BAPIs. Fine. RFC. First of all, I will come to RFC and next I will come to BAPI. Okay. So in RFC, okay, just assume I have one system. Okay. Till now, I am using one system, that is ERP system. Okay. ERP. ERP. Okay. And I will check what is the database. I will check here. I mean, which type of database they are using. I don't know exactly. I will check here. Here system is there. So just log on the SAP screen, and here system is there, and click on status. You can see the which type of database it is. Here database system is MS SQL. Okay, MS SQL. Fine. And this is the EHP7 for SAP ERP 6.0. The version is okay. Version is ERP system, and the database is MS SQL system. I will note that one. ERP and ECC 6.0. ERP ECC 6.0. The database is MS SQL. Okay, MS SQL. Till now, I am using this system only. Okay, SAP system, and this is ERP ECC 6.0 version, and the database is MS SQL. Okay, now I want to implement. I want to implement S/4HANA in my company. Okay, at that time, that is also SAP only. Okay, that is also SAP, but the version is different here. Like you are using something Android version, Android mobile. So at the starting, they have given something KitKat version, Nougat versions like that. Okay, they are increasing versions. First of all, they introduced with Lollipop. After that one, Nougat came. So like that, the version is increasing here. So version is increasing means they are giving something updates, some extra functionalities they are giving. So SAP is introducing S/4HANA. Okay, S/4HANA. SAP only. The version is S/4HANA, and the version and the database. Okay, so if you are working on S/4HANA, then the database must and should be HANA database only. Okay, so if you are using any another non-SAP, below the HANA version, okay, they may use some different databases also, Oracle, Data DB2, and MS SQL. Okay, IBM to like that, they can use different databases. Okay, so on the different databases, they can implement the SAP. Okay, at that time they have introduced like that. Okay, and now SAP introduced the S/4HANA. At that time, they have introduced one more database, their own database, that is HANA database. Okay, so I will open that HANA system also here. And here system is there and status. Okay, so the server name is S/4HANA. Okay, S/4HANA, and the database. The database is HDB. Okay, the database is HDB. The release is 2.0. Okay, I will maintain that one. So here the HANA database version. Okay, database DB version 2.0, and the database is HANA database. So HDB is there. Okay, HDB means HANA database. You can see here. Okay, database system is HDB. HDB means HANA database. Okay, now fine. So till now I am using the SAP ERP, ECC 6.0 version and the database MS SQL. Now I am implementing. Okay, now I am implementing S/4HANA. Okay, so till now I have used this one. Okay, till now I have used this one. Now just now I am implementing, okay, or implemented as per HANA. So all the data is available in MS SQL database only. I mean ERP system only. Okay, ECC 6.0 version only the data is available. Now I want to pick the data. Okay, I want to pick the data. So I'm using as per HANA. Okay, now I'm using as per HANA. Now what I have to do? I have to pick the data from this ERP system. Okay, I want to pick the data from this ERP system. Okay, how can we do that one? So here I want to pick the data. Okay, I want to fetch the data from ECC 6.0. How can we fetch the data? First of all, I will use here some RFC concept. Okay, RFC, remote function call. RFC I am using here. I will create some link. Okay, so in between of this SAP, ECC and HANA database. Okay, in between of these two systems, I will give some link here. Okay, that is RFC, remote function call. That link is called here RFC. Okay, and how can we create the RFC connection here? RFC connection. We can do this one through SM3059. Okay. SM59 is the transaction code to create the RFC destination. Okay, RFC destination means, so here the destination system is this one. Okay, from this S/4HANA system. Okay, from this S/4HANA system, I am picking the data. Okay, I am picking the data. Which data? This ECC 6.0 version ERP system I am picking. Okay, this ERP data I am picking into this HANA database, the destination. So we have to give the source and destination here. Okay, how can we create the connection, RFC connection here? So I will open the S/4HANA. So because I have to pick the data from S/4HANA, right? So I will create one RFC destination, RFC connection here. Click on close button. The transaction code is SM59, right? I'm executing that one, same thing. And here it is coming like this. Okay, it is coming like this. And here ABAP connections is there. Okay, what is the type? Type is 3. Okay, ABAP connections and the type is 3. Right? Just click on this ABAP connection and click on create button. Here destination it is asking here. What's the destination part here? I will give something name for that one. Okay, I will give something name for that one. The destination name is ECC. Okay, you can give any name here. Otherwise, I will take here ZECC. Don't know. It will take the normal name or the naming should start with Y or Z. Otherwise, ECC only. Okay, ECC 800. Okay, ECC 800 I am taking here. Okay, that is the 800 client and ECC system, right? So now, what is the type here? Type is 3. Okay, just now we check that one here. The ABAP connection is there. For the ABAP connection, the type is 3. The same way, here I am maintaining that connection here. Destination is something name I am giving here. Okay, something name I am giving here ECC 800. You can give any name here. And the connection type is 3 here. I am selecting 3 RFC connection to ABAP system. Okay, so you can check and you can take another transaction, another types also. If you are connecting with any another non-SAP system. Okay, but here I don't have any non-another system, non-SAP system, so I'm connecting with SAP. So the type is 3 here. Click on OK button. So it will show this type of screen. Okay, it will show this type of screen, and here if you have any description, okay, you can give the description here. I'm not giving anything. By default, something fill in description is coming. Otherwise, I will give something. ECC 6.0. Okay, something name I'm giving here. ECC 6.0. Something name I'm giving here. Okay, and we have to provide the ECC system credentials. Okay, ECC system credentials we have to pass here. So I will open the ECC system now. So I will right click on it and click on properties. So anyone is facing something problem are you able to hear me, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you. And here I'm checking the credentials here. This is the ECC system, right? So I'm clicking on properties button here, and I can see the application server and the instance number, system ID like that. I'm checking here, right? So just copy the application server name. Okay, I have copied it, and now I will come to S/4HANA system. This is the S/4HANA system, and here I will provide the here target host is coming, right? So I have to connect with this system. So I am copying the application server number here. Okay, and I am pasting here. Okay, I'm pasting on instance number. Okay, instance number here. This is the ERP system. The instance number is 73. Same thing I will maintain here 73. Okay, 73. So this is the IP address. Just select the radio button here, IP address. Okay, and click on save button. Okay, destination ECC 800 save. Fine. And here log on and security system is there. Tab is there. Log on and security. Click on that button. And here, what is the client number? Okay. So if you come to the normal ECC system, so what is the client? Okay, the client is 800. Okay, the client is 800. If you what is the user ID? User ID is this one, ABAP user 298. And the client is 800. And what is the password? Password also we have to maintain there, because we have to connect, right? We have to connect this system from S/4HANA system, right? So here the client number is 800. Okay, and the user, what is the username? ABAP user something is there, right? ABAP user 298. ABAP user 298 I'm giving, and the password I'm giving. Okay, and now click on save button. Okay, it is saved now. Okay, it is saved now. Here connection test is there. Okay, so we have to check it. So the connection is correct or not, it is connecting or not, I don't know exactly. So we have to check it. If there is any errors, it will show here. Okay, connection test. Here it is showing something log on or transfer data, something it is showing here, but it is not showing any errors. If we get any error here, we can see some red marks. Okay, but here we are not seeing any red marks. Okay, means there is no error. There is no error. Okay, in the connection there is no error. Fine, I will try to connect. Okay, I will try to connect the ECC system. So you can see here this is the S/4HANA. Okay, S/4HANA. Now here remote logon is there. If you click on that button, okay, if you click on that button, then I have to call that ECC system. Just click on that button, click on start SAP. See, this is the ECC system. Okay, ECC system. So in this ECC system, I am checking, okay, something customer information I will check here. KNA1. KNA1 is the table name and the ERDAT where it is. So here I am providing something number 1909 2020. Click on execute button. So I am taking something customer name here. Customer number 100283 I am taking here. Okay, 100283. This is the ECC system. Okay, and click on back button and click on back and click on back. Sorry, exit. If you click on exit button, then it is coming to the S/4HANA. Okay, from S/4HANA system only, I am calling the another SAP, that is ECC system, right? And here I will maintain the data. Okay, I will use the where is the notepad? Sorry, MS Paint. Here I'm in ECC system customer number. Okay, in KNA1 table. In KNA1 table, the customer number is customer number lost, right? I will once again check this one. S11 or S16N, whatever it is. Okay, you can take any name. KNA1 table is there. Just click on display button. Click on display object list and click on the ERDAT, something date I am giving 99. Click on execute button. So the first customer, okay, the first customer I am copying here. Okay, customer number copied, and I will maintain in the, this is the customer number. Okay, 100283 is the customer number in the ECC system. Now I will check. Okay, I will check in the KNA1 table in the S/4HANA system. Okay, I am opening the S/4HANA system. So this is S/4HANA. Now I will open the separate session SE11 or SE16N. Okay, here KNA1 is the table name and click on display button and click on display object list or execute button. And here the customer number 100283. Okay, 100283. Click on, see here, no results found here. Okay, automatically it's showing. Okay, if you click on execute button also, it won't show you anything. It is showing something message, no table entries found in this specified key, because this is S/4HANA. So I am not maintaining any data in this system. This is a new system. Okay, this is a new system. Now my requirement is I want to pick the data, or otherwise I have to display the data. Okay, I have to fetch the data from ECC system and I have to display in our program. Okay, I will create one program here. This is executable program only, and I am saving the local object. Okay, here I want to display the data in this program. In this program, I will use something parameter p underscore econom type econom. Okay, I'm giving something input field in this program. Okay, so I will give something input value for this one and I will click on execute button. At that time I want to pick the data from ECC system, not from SAP HANA system. Okay, this is HANA as per HANA system, but I want to pick the data. Okay, I want to pick the data from ECC system. Okay, here data work area KNA1 and KNA1. Data work area KNA1 type KNA1 I am taking. This is a work area. Okay, so I will give something input in the p underscore econom and I will fetch the data into work area KNA1 because this is the header data. Okay, header data means only one record will available. That is why I am taking work area. The type is KNA1. Okay, how the structure is available in KNA1 table, all the fields should come in the work area KNA1. Fine. Fine. Now I will go to ECC system now. Okay, I will go to ECC system now. I will create one function module here. Okay, I will create one function module. Here I am providing the function module name is JSJF. Okay, JSJF customer something name I am giving here and click on create button. And it is asking the function group. You already know how to create the function group and how to activate the function group. Okay, so I am using existing function group here. The function group name is JSJF. Okay, and the short description customer information. Okay, customer information. Click on save button. Okay, fine. Fine. And here input parameter. Okay, input parameter. I am giving something I underscore econom. Type. Okay, I am giving something input parameter I underscore econom and econom is the data type. And the export tab. Okay, in the export tab. In this function module, I will give something input number I underscore econom and I will fetch the data from KNA1 table and I want to export that one. Okay, I want to export that one E underscore KNA1 I am taking and type KNA1. Okay, E means exporting. Okay, we have to follow some naming convergence. A few companies will do like this. Okay, E underscore KNA1 exporting KNA1 and type KNA1. Take KNA1 is the table name here. Okay, now I will come to the source code. I will come to the source code. Here I will write a select query. Okay, select single star from KNA1 into underscore KNA1 where Kunar equal to I underscore Kunar. Okay, so you are taking something parameters and something variables and work areas, internal tables, whatever it is you are taking in the importing, exporting tables, changing, right? So all the fields will come in the comments. Here importing is coming, importing I underscore Kunar. We are importing this I underscore Kunar in the source code. Okay, and exporting E underscore KNA1. So here E underscore KNA1 is a work area here. This work area I am exporting. I'm exporting to outside. Outside means it may be any program or it may be any another concept also. Okay, it may be in the same system or any another system also. Okay, we are exporting. We are exporting I underscore KNA1 work area. Fine. Now save it. If you come here in the attributes tab, okay, this is the normal function module. Okay, normal function module. You already know about normal function module and update function module. Okay, but I didn't explain about remote enable function module. Okay, so in RFC concept, okay, if in RFC concept we have to use a remote enable module. Okay, remote enable module we have to select here because we are sending, okay, we are sending this data to the outside of the system. Outside of the system means it may be any SAP system or non-SAP system. Okay, we don't know exactly, but we are sending the data to outside. Okay, outside the server. Then we have to select the remote enable module. Okay, now first of all save it. I'm selecting the normal function module only. Save it. Check it. Is there any messages are coming? No, there is no error. Click on activate button. Fine, it's activated. Okay, object is activated. Now I am selecting the second radar button, that is remote enable module. Okay, now I am clicking on save button. Check it. It will throw some errors. See here, reference parameters are not allowed with RFC. Okay, what is the meaning of this one? In the import tab, you are taking something I_Kunal. Okay, and here a parameter, I mean pass by value, pass by reference, some concept is there. Okay, we already discussed about that one in the function modules concept. Okay, so pass by value. Okay, if we select the checkbox, okay, if we select the checkbox, then only this is the pass by value. Okay, if we don't select this checkbox, then it will be pass by reference. What is the difference between pass by value and pass by reference? In the interview question, they may ask this one. Okay, pass by value means so from this system to, okay, so I'm creating the function module in this system. Okay, and I'm passing this to any another system. Okay, any another system. So from that different system, I am taking something input here. Okay, something input I am taking from outside. So at that time, the value only I want to pick the value. I don't want to take the memory which is allocated for that one. Okay, if you want to pass the value and memory also, then this is the pass by reference. Okay, if you want to take, okay, if you want to take only the value, okay, if you want to take the only value, or if you want to pass something only value, then we have to select the pass by value. See, the class will disconnect in 1 minute, reconnect it once again. Okay, here I am selecting pass by value because I want to take only value. I don't want to take any memory for that one, which is allocated for that one. That memory, I don't want to take that one. So I am selecting pass by value. Only value I am importing here. Okay, and the same time export also. The export pass by value is coming. Just select the checkbox. Okay, on the data also, whatever we are fetching the data, we are sending the data to the outside of the system, right? So here I am sending only data. I am not sending the memory. Okay, I'm not sending the memory, so I'm selecting the pass by value. This is a mandatory thing. So if you are working on remote enable function module, remote